Liberty Media, the owners of Formula One, are eager to see a strong teammate alongside Max Verstappen at Red Bull Racing. They aim to create a more thrilling and competitive Formula One season, even if only one team is dominant. To achieve this, they are reportedly pushing for a top-notch driver to partner with Verstappen at Red Bull. Who are these drivers they would love to see join Verstappen, and what is the possibility of this happening? Let's find out. This intriguing driver reshuffle is part of a larger plan driven by Formula One owners Liberty Media. They aim to enhance the excitement and drama on the track by encouraging top teams to pair competitive drivers together. Recognizing the challenge of replicating seasons like the exceptional 2021 campaign, Liberty Media seeks to improve the sporting aspect of Formula One as technical regulations change and evolve. Well aware of this vision, Red Bull has reportedly engaged in exploratory talks with Charles Leclerc regarding a possible move, indicating the team's ambition to secure a competitive lineup. Aston Martin, another suitor, has also expressed interest in Leclerc's services, while Ferrari seeks to extend the talented driver's contract beyond 2024. Leclerc has endured a difficult season, having collected just 77 points so far and sits 7th in the Drivers' Championship. However, at just 25, he is one of the most talented drivers on the grid and has been touted with a big move away. While it remains to be seen if these discussions will materialise into a move to Red Bull, Leclerc's talent and potential make him an attractive prospect for any top team. Meanwhile, Red Bull's motorsport advisor Helmut Marko holds Lando Norris in high regard, adding further intrigue to the prospect of a dream team of Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. McLaren's Lando Norris, however, is currently locked into a deal until the end of 2025, with no loopholes allowing for an early departure. Both McLaren and Norris's camp have confirmed the absence of any get-out clauses within the existing contract. Nevertheless, the recent meeting between Norris's agent Mark Berryman and Red Bull's motorsport advisor Helmut Marko cannot be overlooked. The encounter took place in the Red Bull motorhome a couple of hours before the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Mark Berryman, Norris's loyal representative since his karting days, manages several other drivers under ADD management. Interestingly, one of his clients, 19-year-old F2 driver Zane Maloney, is even part of Red Bull's junior program. It is highly likely that Berryman and Marko were discussing the future prospects for the talented Barbadian driver, who secured an impressive second-place finish in the F2 feature race on that very Sunday. However, Berryman and Marko would undoubtedly have engaged in conversations about Lando Norris's exceptional form on the track. The Briton has had an incredible couple of weeks. 4th place in Austria was already an eyebrow raiser. But 2nd place at Silverstone, after qualifying 2nd, was on another level. What was even more impressive about it was the fact that Norris passed Max Verstappen at the start of the race, showing a cool head as he kept Red Bull's runaway championship leader at bay for 5 laps. Then, after a mid-race safety car, and despite being on a set of cold, hard tyres, Norris managed to hold off Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton in the closing laps, despite the latter being on a fresh set of softs. Hamilton himself praised Norris's racecraft afterwards, describing the youngster as a natural talent. As the future of Red Bull's second driver, Sergio Perez hangs in the balance, it's only natural that Lando Norris's name enter the conversation. Perez has been enduring a challenging run of form, with his recent performances intensifying speculation about his position within the team. Silverstone proved to be another disappointing race for Perez, as he could only manage a 15th place in qualifying, failing to reach Q3 for the 5th consecutive race. While he managed to recover and finish 6th on race day, the rumours surrounding his future continue to swirl. Despite the uncertainties, Red Bull publicly maintains its support for Perez. Helmut Marko, the team's representative, affirmed that there is no chance of Perez being released before his contract expires at the end of the following season. Marko praised Perez's performance in the closing laps of the British Grand Prix, highlighting his speed and contribution to Red Bull's position in the Drivers' Championship. Indeed, Red Bull values Perez's contributions, particularly considering his role in securing both championships for the team last season. With Max Verstappen currently leading the charge for both titles, Red Bull appears willing to give Perez time to regain his confidence and form. However, given Norris's current exceptional form, Red Bull might be tempted to part ways with Perez and secure the talented British driver instead. Norris is almost universally regarded as a potential world champion in the right car, Even Verstappen acknowledged as much earlier this week. The double world champion stated if Lando was in a race-winning car, he would win races. It's as simple as that. Former world champion Damon Hill stated that Red Bull cannot afford to have a car that good and not have two cars right up there for the championship. Hill added that he did not think the champions would turn to former driver Daniel Ricciardo should they decide to jettison Perez. Hill stated, I think they'd want a fresh face, possibly Lando. Furthermore, Norris remains firmly committed to McLaren for the foreseeable future. His contract with the Woking team extends until the end of 2025. Additionally, Norris has repeatedly expressed his intention to honour his contract. McLaren's recent resurgence in performance only solidifies his commitment to the team. Norris has always aimed to win the championship with McLaren, and those close to him have expressed enthusiasm about the positive impact of Andrea Stella, the team's new principal. The upcoming addition of a new wind tunnel and simulator later this year further heightens the excitement surrounding McLaren's progress. Moreover, even if Red Bull were to consider parting ways with Perez, it remains uncertain whether Norris would be their top target. Alex Albon, currently impressing at Williams, presents an appealing option for Red Bull. Albon, a former Red Bull junior driver and of half-Thai heritage, aligns with Red Bull's Thai ownership. But everything and everyone in F1 has a price, and if Red Bull wants Norris enough, that transfer could happen. Norris and Verstappen in the same team is an intriguing prospect, and what a combination they would be. Two old friends from junior Formulae battling it out on the same team. However, F1 pundit Peter Windsor feels that a move to Red Bull would not be ideal for Lando Norris, as he could end up becoming nothing more than a good number 2 driver behind Max Verstappen. He said on his YouTube channel, I'm sure Lando doesn't see himself as a Max wingman. I'm sure at this stage of his career, he thinks, oh, I'd love to drive a Red Bull. He probably doesn't think any more than that, just thinks how brilliant it would be to be in a mega car and to just enjoy being in a Red Bull. Windsor added, well, then the trouble would start because how's he going to beat Max Verstappen? And then what does Lando Norris become? Does he become just a really good number 2 or what? I think that's a possibility. Still, in F1, things can change quickly. If Perez's slump continues through the summer and into the autumn, or if McLaren's upturn in fortunes proves to be yet another false dawn, and Norris did warn that the McLaren was still pretty terrible in the slow speed corners, extremely difficult to drive, expect a surprising move to Red Bull. Peter Windsor stated that a switch to Alpine could be an interesting move for Lando Norris once his contract with McLaren expires in 2025. The team is improving at a slow rate, but they have solid financial backing and future growth prospects. Windsor said, I think there's a half a chance he might go to Alpine, is there not? I think he's on another year, so it's a bit of a wait, but Alpine are not going badly. There seems to be a lot of muscle behind that team. I'm only saying that because I'm trying to think of what places there might actually be for Lando. And wouldn't that be an interesting swap? Alpine are looking pretty tight now. Pretty good team. Good looking team. It will be interesting to see if Norris moves away from McLaren, especially as he has been a part of the team since his debut and has shown tremendous potential. Do you agree with Windsor? And who do you think will be the right driver to partner with? Max Verstappen? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can always get to watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.